mention women entrepreneurial success stories. Now, what is it that comes to your mind when you think about women entrepreneurial success? Anybody from the audience? Yes? You guys have had your tea? Coffee? How is it that you guys are not energetic then? Okay, well, what do we think of when we talk about eminent personalities like Falguni Nair, Kiran Mazumdar, Aditi Gupta, Vandana Lutara, yes? Inspiring and motivating. Finally somebody spoke. Seems like she's had 2-3 biscuits. Big round of applause to her. So it's important for a nation to grow if and only if there is enough progress and enough contribution from both men and women, right? On that note, today we have a session which is led by the chairperson, Honorary General Secretary Kassia, Nagaraju sir, and in panelists we have Ma'am Bhavna Bhargava, CEO, Aditi Stone Soup Solutions Private Limited. Let's give a huge round of applause for this session, as already mentioned by one of our fond friends who's had 2-3 biscuits, is going to be motivating and captivating. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. In this esteemed convention of women entrepreneurial success stories, it is our privilege to stand before you today and champion the remarkable achievements of a woman in the world of entrepreneurship. From humble beginning to groundbreaking, ventures of women entrepreneurs defied the odds, shattered the glass ceilings, planned the way for future generations. Their stories are not just a tale of a business that only thrive but also make a lasting impact on their communities and industries. Each story holds valuable lessons and strategies that can empower aspiring entrepreneurs. In the word gender, disparities still exist. It's crucial to amplify the voices and experiences of the women entrepreneurs. As we embark on this journey of discovery and celebrations, let us commit ourselves to fostering the environment where every woman has an opportunity to thrive and succeed. In the success stories of a woman, just have a few lists where the woman has converted the small ideas as an entrepreneur and taken the journey. Vandana Luthra. She is the founder of VLCC Healthcare, you all knew. Wellness and beauty conglomerate with operations in over 11 countries. She is popularized holistic wellness and received numerous awards. Next is Falguni Nair. She is the CEO and founder of Nykaa, the largest online beauty retailer. Under leadership of Nykaa, become one-stop destination for cosmetics, skincare, and personal care products. Then one more successful entrepreneur is Richakar, founder and CEO of Zivami, India's online lingerie retailer. Her aim was to provide Indian women with access to comfortable and stylish lingerie products. The next successful woman in the Indian history is Ritu Kumar. She is the renowned fashion designer and founder of Ritu Kumar Design Studio, India's most prominent fashion houses. Next is Richu Mukherjee, CEO and founder of LimeRoad e-commerce platform. The list goes on, it will never stop in the Indian history, the successful women entrepreneurs. Now let us discuss what could be the hindrance, problems, and what is the ideas, how the ideas, such as small ideas, converted into business by a woman. Here we have Bhavana Bhargav. Let us understand how the beginning has started as a successful woman entrepreneur.
Thank you, sir. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Bhavana Bhargav. By education, I'm a dentist. After working for 10 years as a dentist, as a dental surgeon, we moved to Bangalore. And that's when I saw the impact of waste that it was happening and that it was making on the health of the people here. I looked at our lakes. I'm a bird watcher, so I went to the lake. I saw the lakes, I saw the roadsides, and I saw waste burning everywhere. 10 years back, I started working as a volunteer, which eventually became an activist, and that's when we started this journey of our company called Stone Soup. We were envisioning a world without waste, a world where waste would actually become a resource. In 2018, we started this company, Aditi Stone Soup Solutions Private Limited, to create a circular economy around food waste. While we don't think that a crucial thing like waste management would need a lot of technology, but we realized that the way to reach out to people was through technology, so we created a website where we could put out our products, services, and show people how they can all turn zero waste. The vision was to create zero waste, to help people reduce their waste and manage it in a more sustainable way. And there have been practices in the past where people have been doing it. It's just that with modernization, a lot of things have taken a backseat. What we wanted to do was provide simple, easy to use solutions and products so that everybody could turn sustainable. We started with 3 categories. One was composting, which basically manages 70 to 80% of your waste, which is your food waste. Then we started with menstrual hygiene products, which is 20% of your waste. So we have menstrual cup and cloth bags. And then the third category is giving products which are reusable rather than disposable. Now, how do we work is we work with different communities, different institutions, speak to them and make them understand why zero waste living is important. If you look at our dustbins from 20 years back, we only had a few vegetables peels and fruit peels. Now if you look at our dustbins, it is filled with all kinds of wrappers, plastic and other disposables, including your Swiggy. While we were building this company, we realized that we have to build a solution which is easy and convenient for people to use. We started as a product company where we had products which help people reduce their waste. We had composters which could help people manage their waste. But what we realized, what convenience is on the top of everything. Unless we have convenience, we cannot grow, we cannot make the people move to a more sustainable way. And that's where, to bring in the convenience, we started services. They say wherever there is a problem, there is a startup that comes to find a solution for that problem. For every problem, you have to understand customers' view and understand where is it that you can make it convenient for them to move. You have to find that gap. And we realized that the gap was in the convenience. We realized that while we were trying to build a company and providing solutions to do it, people were not finding it very, very convenient. We started in 2018 with products. By the time we were about to launch our services in 2020, COVID hit. We had already hired our staff, already built our team, had already almost signed long-term agreements with 4 people. These were the 4 B2B customers, which we were about to start our services in Jan 2020. With COVID, all the contract got postponed. We almost had a whole team of staff that was trained, that was employed to work on those projects, but we had no projects. And we had no timeline as to when the COVID is going to end or when we are going to restart these projects. But what we did was we kept in touch with these customers and we said, whenever you are ready, we are ready to start. Even during the COVID times, we trained our staff how to be more safe when they are going and doing services as crucial as waste management, which actually could have been the first carrier of COVID. We taught them about all the safety concerns and about the steps that they have to take. While we were doing all of this, our customers gained a little bit of confidence, and within 6 months, we actually started 2 of the projects in the communities, and we were able to pilot those projects. Another thing that happened was, while we were selling all these products, during COVID, the focus of customers changed. We absolutely had no orders coming in, and we realized that there were people who were suffering. We tried to connect the weavers. We got a connect where they said that the weavers have a lot of saris.
Okay. So I just one last panel questions. Now all new generation youngsters, they're always thinking on that. Working for a company is better than just taking a risk in owning a company. This is what now the young generations are thinking on that. How do you just express yourself, the joy of life being an entrepreneur?
I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My whole family has been into manufacturing. My father owns a hospital, he's a doctor. So I've seen entrepreneurship from the childhood, and yet I did not want to be an entrepreneur, and I was happy doing my practice. Till I saw the problem and I really became passionate about solving that problem. Entrepreneurship is all about your passion, about your vision, and about how and when you want to solve a problem. Entrepreneurship is also about a lot of satisfaction. When you're working for somebody, you know that at the end of the month you'll get salary. When you're doing entrepreneurship, you're not sure how you're going to pay salaries at the end of the month. That's the difference. But the amount of satisfaction, the amount of free hand that you get in terms of what all you can do in an entrepreneurship is amazing. I would say when you are young, it is the best time to start because you don't have any responsibilities. You are too young and too free to move around, look at different cities, look at different industries, look at different geographies, get experience in different kind of industries, work with different entrepreneurs, get all the experience. Because in my view, your knowledge and your experience is what matters if you want to run a successful entrepreneurship. If you don't have the subject matter expertise, if you don't have the on-ground experience, if you have not actually spoken to your customers, if you don't know, you don't really know the actual problem that is there. So it is the best time when you can actually spend a lot of time on researching, getting to know your customers, understanding the problem deep, understanding about things. You could be frugal in the way you live, you could be frugal in the way you spend, you could be, just be there living in, a PG or something, saving all your money and spending all your time on what you are passionate about. Once you have passed that thing and you end up with the responsibilities, that's when it gets a little difficult. But if you're passionate about something, it matters. It does not matter what stage you are in, what age you are at, you will go ahead and start something to solve that problem. Big or small, you will start it. So I would say, as a student, it is the best time to start because a lot of colleges are now supporting entrepreneurship. They are now supporting their students with all kind of research, mentorship. Some of them are even giving funds for them to start up. So please use this time wisely. Please, use this opportunity to go ahead, solve a problem. Because in a job, after a while you become stagnant. But if you are an entrepreneur, there is no limit to how vast you can grow, how much you can grow, and how much you can achieve.
Normally, in the Indian culture of family and the customs, a woman has to take care of his family, his husband, kids, and also the other relatives, everything she has to take care and keep well. So, being an entrepreneur, you have to just manage the business, and you have to manage your family, your husband, your kids. So, how are you managing those things?
We have just passed the Women's Day, and most of the Women's Day programs or the creators will have women with some 8-10 hands showing them how they are multitasking. I really don't like that. I don't want women to multitask. I want them to focus on key things that they want to do in their lives. A lot of things can then be outsourced. A lot of things can be managed by the help of others. We should not try to do everything by ourselves. If you can get a help to cook, get a help to cook. If you can get a help to, be there at home just to supervise something, take a help. If you can have a help who can, pick your kids from school, drop your kids to school, get that help. But focus on your health, focus on your passion, focus on what you want to do, focus on important things in life. When you are an entrepreneur, you are not working 5 days a week, you are working 7 days a week, you are working 24 hours. Even when you are sleeping, you have ideas in your mind going on how I can improve things, how I can get a better revenue, who are our customers to whom I can reach out to next day, what is a better pitch to reach out to my customers, what is a better sales offer that I can give to them. Your brain is constantly working. You need to calm your brain down, take some time off, say, okay, one Sunday is my day where I focus only on my health. This is a day when this is the time when I'll spend with my kids, this is the time when I'll spend with the family. These are the 5 important things that I want to do in life. These are the things that I want, to be done. Rest of things can take a back seat. I'm a bird watcher, bird photographer. I love nature. I have made sure that I wake up at 5 in the morning, take my dog for a walk. 6 o'clock, I finish all the, packing the tiffin, all that thing. By 7 o'clock, when the kids are out, I go for bird watching. I go to the lake, finish that thing. By 8:30, I come back home, get ready. By 9 o'clock, I'm off to office. So you need to create a schedule. You need to create a process where everything gets done, but you have you have time allotted for everything, so that you don't feel later that, oh, I could have done that, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't manage my time properly. Time management is very, very important when you want to get things done. My staff knows that I start working early. 9 o'clock is when I start working. 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I finish all my meetings. I don't like to waste time, chit chat. For me, socializing is after work time. After 4 o'clock is when I'll tell them, okay, if you want to socialize, let's talk about every other thing after 4 o'clock. But 9 to 4, let's focus on what we want to do, how we want to achieve it, how do you want to close it. So if you have your time defined, if you have your schedule set, that is when other people know, and other people also don't waste the time. They understand that this is your working hour and you want to focus only on work. And rest of the time is where you get to talk about other things, discuss about other things. So I feel that outsourcing as much as possible, whatever is possible, creating a schedule where you and your peers are aware of working hours, about what to expect, what not to expect. And the biggest support and the biggest thing that you have to do is about your family. Your kids have to understand that you are a working mother. Your husband has to understand that you are a working woman. You need to get support from your family, your extended family. It's like how you need a village to raise a child. Similarly, you need a village to run an organization. My kids understand and know what my work requires. And hence, we have a lot of conversation over WhatsApp where they tell me what all they need, when it needs to be done, when it's a parent-teachers meeting. what are the things that need to be gotten from outside, and thanks to Dunzo and other things or the shops around. While being in office, I order all those things, and by the time I come home, those things have arrived for them and they can finish their homework and other things. They've also been very, very independent from the start, because there are times when I'm late, they know how to work in the kitchen, they can cook basic things for themselves. I've taught both my kids, my son and my daughter, how to cook dal, rice, basic things. They can make juice, cold coffee. So to survive, they know how to, cook basic things, make basic things so that they don't go hungry. They also have a support system where we have our relatives, our aunts, where they know in case of emergency whom they should reach out to. My husband is very hands-on at home. He knows when I'm traveling, he manages the whole house. When I have a meeting, he ensures that there is no noise in the house, he's managing the kids. If I have some important meeting, he's the one who's managing their homework. Between the two of us, we have split the subjects that we teach to our kids. He knows when his exams are, I know when my exams are. So next week are his exams, my exams are over last week. So we decide how we want to take responsibilities at home. We divide about responsibilities that have to be split. For me, morning hours are busy, for him, evening hours are busy. So morning hours, whatever is to be done, he takes care of it. Evening hours, whatever needs to be done, I take care of it. So for anyone to work, whether it's a woman or a man, I think splitting the responsibilities and ensuring that all of us are equally contributing to the household and to all the responsibilities is very, very important.
In the way of life, normally the students who's there, the family do not have excess income, or they cannot mobilize the project the way they think of it. They always step back to become an entrepreneurs. They always think on that, just no, my family do not have so much money to invest so that I should work for a company. Even such students also they can take an entrepreneurship. Then what are the avenues? You can just find out.
There are a lot of incubation centers which are now supporting idea stage entrepreneurs. And there is a lot of seed fund also that's being provided by the Startup India Fund. There are also a lot of funds which are available, for idea stage startups also. So it is easier to get, and start if you have a really good idea. But you should be convinced that your idea is good. You should be convinced that you will be able to build that and scale that up. If you are confident, most of the seed money that's being given to the idea stage is because they know that this person is capable of doing it. So if you feel you are capable of doing it, please go ahead and do it. In parallel, you should also have a job which is supporting the rest of your lifestyle. So I would say, if you have a financial backing, if you have some kind of financial backing from your family side, then you could start right away with the seed fund, pitching your idea to different institutions, different incubation centers. But it's a good idea to do a job or to have a job in parallel till your idea has taken ground, till it is generating revenue, till you have something in parallel. Because when you start a company, there is only so much of assumption that you can make about the kind of expenses that will come, the amount of capital expenditure, the amount of operational expenditure that it will take. There are a lot of unseen expenses that are there. For example, when I started, I was not sure of how much compliances take on a monthly basis to run a company. Now all these things add up. Your rental for your place, the compliances for a company, all those things add up to a good amount of expense. To cover all those expenses, you should at least have some kind of financial backing, whether it is through your job, through your savings, if there is a family and friend that's supporting you, but always have a financial backing with you when you are working, because initially you are only investing in your company. Only later comes the revenue when it is set, when you have your initial customers. So I feel financial backing is very important, whether it is through the seed fund, whether it is through family or friends, or whether it is through your savings through the previous years. I actually feel that the students should start working part-time even during their, summer breaks, during their winter breaks, during their, during their internship, during their college hours, like it happens in rest of the countries. Because it is very important for you to learn basics of finances. Whether you are an entrepreneur or not an entrepreneur, you have to learn basics of finances. That actually should be taught in schools to all the students, irrespective of whichever subject they are taking, because we need to understand what kind of taxes we have to pay when we grow up, when we do a job, when we are an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you have to pay GST, you have to pay income tax. So unless you know your finances, unless you understand how much you need to earn, how much is your expenditure, how much you will save, how much you need to save to survive for next few months, how much you need to save if you want to build something, it is very, very important to have that, backing. So if you are working part-time job, you understand what it takes to run a job, what it takes to run a company, what it takes to save that amount of money, how much you should be spending, how much you should be saving. Those are the things that are required. So it is very, very important to have some kind of financial backing, and working your early years when you don't have too much of responsibility along with your education is a very good idea.
In this young generation era, normally the students always, once they complete the graduations, they always look for a blue chip companies. Then they don't opt for just joining with the small companies. See, a company like you just owning with a few number of employments, you need a people, but availability is not there. Then what is your suggestions to the next future generation people?
I always tell my kids that you should come and work with us during summer holidays and winter holidays. The thing is, when you're working in a small setup, you are just one person holding that whole thing. You learn a lot of small things. I'll give you an example. When I started, we were just 3 people in the company. I had absolutely no background of operations, accounts, anything. Over a period of first year, I learned 3 accounting softwares. I learned what is a ledger, what is invoicing, what is a purchase bill, what is, everything about accounting. I learned from scratch. I had no idea. My biggest teacher was YouTube, because every evening I would sit down on YouTube and I'll say, okay, what is purchase order? What are the things that are required? What is a eBay bill? How do we sort it? How do we run this accounting system? Even in terms of operations, I didn't know about contracts, how are contracts made. So I reached out to some of the friends and said, hey, how are the contracts made? What do you need, for it to be a legally binding document, all those things. So there are a lot of things, simple things like setting up logistics. When we were setting it up, we got an order from Andaman and Nicobar. Now we were used to sending parcels within Karnataka or rest of the India. But Andaman and Nicobar, we didn't know what it takes to send it to Andaman and Nicobar, because people beyond Delhi would say, okay, our parcels, and these are large size parcels that I'm talking about. They would say, okay, beyond Delhi, then there is a different logistic partner who's going to take it. So, we will not take it there. So there was a whole system of, how do we set our logistics? Because we have small size items, we have big size items, we have items which are 500 grams, we have items which are 80 kgs. How do we send it to customers? Right? So there are a lot of things that you learn when you are in a small startup. The amount of knowledge that you gain in small amount of time, just solving those small problems on a daily basis, is awesome. It's amazing. It's the amount of knowledge that you learn by doing things is very different than from what you get from learning it from a book. So I would always suggest that if you get a chance, work in a smaller company for some amount of time. Learn things, learn the basics, try to work with the ground staff, try to talk to the customers. When you are in a bigger company, you will not get to do things which are happening in the other department, because most of the departments don't talk to each other. versus in a small startup where sometimes you are the only one taking orders, packing order, dispatching order, talking to the customer, taking customer complaint, putting it in the accounting system, and giving it to the CA for GST filing. So there are a huge amount of things that you get to do, a huge amount of knowledge that you gain from working in a small setup, a huge amount of experience that you get and understanding. You also remain humble because you know when a customer is calling with a complaint, you are going to be quiet and listen to all and try to solve the problem later. Versus in a bigger company where you say, okay, call this customer care number, they will solve your problem. I am not responsible for it. My responsibility was only to send the parcels, nothing else. After that, if you want to track the problem, go to this number. If you want to lodge a complaint, go to this number. So you really don't understand the full your product and your services properly unless you are tracking customer experience right from the day the order comes or how the customer comes, places an order till it is reached the customer and the customer has used it. So you learn a lot of things when you are working in a small startup because you get to get hands-on experience on a lot of things.
Can we take a few questions from the participants?
It's a very interesting, very interesting journey, madam, to hear all this, what you have done so far, and how you have achieved the success, what you have described. But I was wondering a few things, small little thing. You mentioned incidentally or intentionally, I don't know, some grants you received, but you did not mention from where the grants flowed, whether it is a government agency or what kind of a grant. Another question linked with it, when you are focusing on the waste management, particularly from the household sector. So water is one of the very essential element which flows out from the kitchen, and also that is called grey water, and also there is a black water which happen from the washrooms. So have you thought of putting that also to a management perspective and reuse and recycle, because that's a very important component for which the city itself is struggling, how to conserve, preserve the water and recycle and reuse. So that's number two. Third one is, whatever your success is and how you have been managing, are you trying to convey to the stakeholders, particularly the young children and the other, you have also mentioned some educational kits or, which can be evolved or developed to effectively communicate so that this problem is taken from the grassroots itself, So later on, that of course we are learning and facing it, then but then one of the ways of managing it, start from the beginning, make them aware so that this gets optimized and minimized from that level. Yeah, these are the, if you can answer and elaborate, that would be
good. So 2018 we were selected for the UN Seed Award, which was for the low carbon emission. We got a seed fund from UN Seed, which was used to pilot our service model, which was in 2020. We were supposed to start in 2019, but due to COVID, we were able to start only in 2020 with that grant. We are incubated at IIM Visakhapatnam and NSR Cell IIM Bangalore. We received 2 grants from NSR Cell Bangalore, which is through Kotak Mahindra CSR. We have used those grants to develop a new product. And the second one for which we are going to do for promoting that product that we have developed. We are now trying to see how we can have a home composting unit for a better home composting unit, because what we currently have, as we started the company, we wanted to have very simple, easy to use products which were also very, very economical. What we realized that the market has now evolved. Now from people who were wanting only simple things, now there are people who want fancy, more efficient composters at home which they can use, which they can install, which are easy to use, low hassle, all those things. And there has been no innovation done in the composting sector for last couple of years. So we are trying to see how we can innovate in terms of product, in terms of technology, and see how we can have operations done more efficiently. The second question was, sorry about the?
The second question was the wastewater, you know.
Yeah, so we are...
Another, just sorry,
Yeah.
small interruption. Do you have a place or a land where do you do this composting, you know? You have not also...
No, so we focus on at-source composting. So according to the solid waste management bylaws in 2016 and Swachh Bharat laws, every institution or bulk waste generator which is generating more than 100 kgs of waste per day is supposed to manage all their food waste at source, which is at the location in an in-house facility. And that is what we are working on. So we are making it convenient and easy for all the bulk waste generators to compost their waste in their in-house facility. So we start with consultation, installing the product and providing services where our staff goes and does the composting services.
No, in-house, you mean to say at the community level or household level?
At the community level. At the community level. In the villa communities, we have services which are provided for independent villas. If they don't have a centralized place. Because the way to manage waste is to decentralize it. We have seen that there are plants in Malur, there were biogas plants, there was KCTC and HSR, which were all closed down because the minute you bring all the waste together at one place, you are you're moving the problem from somebody's house to somebody else's neighborhood, which is not the right way to do it. If a community is generating waste, they have to manage their waste within their community itself. By doing so, we are actually also reducing the volume of the waste by almost 60%. Because the food waste, after it turns into compost, the volume reduces by 40 to 60%. So it makes sense by reducing our carbon emissions, by handling the problem on the site itself, by reducing all these things in smaller scale versus taking it to a bigger scale and then creating a havoc for somebody else. We are mainly into solid waste management, so we are not looking at water waste management from the company's side. As a volunteer, I've been working on it and I've been talking about tertiary treatment for the STP water. So I've been working on talking to people about how important is the STP water, how we can reuse that STP water in multiple ways, how we should be saving the reject water from our ROs, how do we use it in several ways, how can we have the grey water collected in a separate tank itself, which actually is a wonderful idea and we could save so much of water. The problem that I face is most of that goes back to infrastructure development, which actually for bigger apartments has to be done by the builder, and later on it becomes a problem because of the bigger buildings. So unless it is done at the idea stage where the architect is actually planning for all those things, later laying down those cycles, later finding land for a STP plant, later finding a place for a tertiary treatment of that STP water is a little difficult. So the government has to take initiative to do it. Like Chandigarh has a plant where they are doing tertiary treatment of that STP water for the whole of the city. So we have to work at the municipal level, like how Indore has done. They have been educating people for 10 plus years and have been implementing door-to-door pickup efficiently. Now, if you talk to a Safai Karamchari in Indore, everybody knows where exactly waste is going, where exactly the vehicle takes the waste, what exactly happens to the waste, how exactly the waste has to be picked up. Versus if you look at any other city, most of the cities don't even have a regular pickup of the waste. Most of the people dump the waste on the roadsides. So education is the biggest point. Your third point about education, we do a lot of programs with schools and institutions where we work on zero waste curriculum with them. We do classes for the kids where we talk to them about the problem, which is waste, why it is a problem, what should they be doing at an individual level. If we have to wait for the government to solve the problem will never get solved. Because not every government comes with a vision of creating a cleaner city or doing good things. And most of them don't look at a long-term solution. They are looking at only short-term till their tenure is there. If we want to look at a long-term solution, we have to say, my waste is my responsibility. If I want something in my city, I also have to take some responsibility. So if every individual can compost their waste at source, we are directly reducing 80% of our waste going out of our homes. If we are able to reduce that, the resource recovery of rest of our waste improves drastically. all the recyclables which, if not mixed with the wet waste, can now be recycled, can now be, used in a better way. Versus if we mix all of it, it's like mixing dal and rice and then saying, okay, now another institute is going to, I will mix dal and rice at my home, but I want somebody else to separate the dal and rice separately when they are recycling. Because rice needs a different type of recycling, dal needs a different type of recycling. Versus if we were giving it in two separate ways, then it was an easier process. And also understand that recycling is not, only 8% of our waste is recycled. And then on top of that, recycling is not very cost efficient. So there is a huge amount of cost that goes into recycling. And only the products that fetch revenue are recycled, rest of them are actually dumped in the landfills back again. Or are burned wherever they are, because even transporting them is a waste of money for most of the people. So unless we are ready to solve all these small problems at individual level or at community level, there is no way the government can solve it at a centralized level. So that's why we are trying to do a lot of education among the kids, among the citizens, where we teach the kids about why they shouldn't litter, why waste management is important, how it is impacting their health, how it is impacting the health of the planet, and how by doing simple steps at school, at home, they can be a bigger change maker and be the better citizens of the country.
Have you documented your success story?
Sorry?
Have you documented your story?
Yes. It's there on our website.
Any questions from the student side? Yeah.
Hello ma'am, myself Jay. Ma'am, actually the main problem in waste management, the challenges which we see is plastic waste management. The plastic waste should not be left on the ground or in the oceans because they do not degrade. What about your thoughts on having the plastic recycled or even the raw plastic using for construction of the roads, for the strong roads, and back again it goes to the land? So what are your thoughts on this? And also, like in what ways can we safely manage to dispose the medical waste which is being generated from the hospitals?
Yeah. I would say don't use the plastic. That's the best thing. We all should stop using plastic because there is no way plastic is getting recycled. Only, as I said, only 8% of it is getting recycled. So stopping usage of it is the best solution. Secondly, for all the medical waste, it should go to the incinerators. It shouldn't be sent to the landfills also because it is a health hazard for the waste pickers and for everybody else.
Sure, thank you.
I think we lost one last question from the graduate women students.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Yuktika Majumdar. I am from Don Bosco College. Basically, I don't have question. I need a guidance. I have some startup plans. So, if I am pitching it to somewhere, so what are the points I should keep in mind that at the end of the day I get that project?
You want to build a company to solve some problem and you have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are a lot of incubators which are doing which are listening to the new ideas. Startup India and IAMS are few of them which are listening to the idea state startups. You have to have a good pitch and you have to have an understanding on how you are going to implement that idea. Once you have that, you can get into the program where you will have mentors who will help you refine that idea and make you understand whether it's viable or not viable in the market. Once you have that, then you can start applying for grants to say that I want to do a pilot, I want to do a prototype to get that implemented. Do a pilot with a couple of customers and then you can go ahead. But first of all, you have to be convinced that that's an idea that you want to go forward with. You have to be convinced that you can give your time and your full effort to build that thing.
What is the main key point I should remember while pitching my idea to a sponsor?
It should be a viable idea.
Like main key points, because if I am going to an investor, they will only think for their own profit firstly.
Every investor wants their money back and wants it with X amount of,
The neighboring aunties were discussing about TV serials. There's one of the women who watches about 12 serials. So she says balancing is an art. So she's dedicated the morning slots to Z Kannada and the evening slots to Colors Kannada. So now, when we talk about conventions like this, it is obvious that we cannot, they cannot impart all their knowledge to us in one go, especially in 1 hour slot that we provide. Again, Nidhi is always standing and reminding that the time is over, announce, right? So that's not how it works. But what we get to learn from these conventions or these seminars or these panel discussions is the way the dignitaries think, the way these people accomplish with the innovative minds. Now you can balance, watching serials, you can balance time in terms of allocating time slots in terms of when to gossip, and you can also balance your time in terms of dedicating it to constructive things. So the ball is in your court. Unfortunately, in the times many of your parents studied, this was not brought to them. I mean, high school students were still watching cartoons. Today, primary kids watch Shark Tank. So that is the transformation that we've had. And I think it's the time for us to make the best of it. So on that note, it was a very, very inspiring session, ma'am. And thank you for being a part of the convention. May I now request Mr. V. Jawahar, Assistant General Manager, State Bank of India, to join us on the dais in order to felicitate Bhavna ma'am. Yes, let's give a huge round of applause. Thank you. Also, Honorary Secretary Nairaju sir. Keep it going, keep it going. Now, especially after exams, any place in India is crowded. And so I wanted to visit Tirupati, and one of my friends told me that they were trying to do a pilot with some virtual reality experience. He said, why go till there, buy tickets, stand in long queues. I can bring Tirupati to your house. I said, of course you can bring Tirupati to my house, Lord Venkateshwara to my house, but what about the laddus? So I'll have to go there, right? So something that virtual reality cannot bring into experience is food. So we are not bringing food to you in virtual reality. We are bringing food to you in reality, and thanks to our sponsors for that. Now it's time for us to break for lunch. In quick half an hour's time, we are all assembling back for the third session, followed by valedictory. Let's break for lunch now. Had food in reality? Was the food good? I'm not able to hear. What is it that you all had? Huh? Pulao, okay. Then? Puri, okay. Curd rice, okay. And then? Vada? Okay. Sweet, what sweet? So you don't know the sweet name, okay. Now what is it that Bhavna ma'am covered in her last discussion? What are the key points that Bhavna ma'am covered in her last discussion?
About the waste management.
Waste management, okay. Okay.
How does women
Okay. So when questioned about food, instantly we got about 10-15 replies. When questioned about session, we are hardly getting 2-3. Such is the power of food. So let the food bring energy. Are we all geared up for the final session of the 13th National Convention MSMEs? Yeah? Okay. So the session is themed Digital Banking and SMEs, Future Perspectives. And to lead this session, we have with us in chairperson Mr. Debashish Pradhan, AGM SIDBI. Can I please welcome you, sir, on the dais? And in speakers we have Mr. Rohit M. Singh, Senior Regional Manager, Business Banking for South Zone, Kotak Mahindra Limited. Thank you, sir. Welcome. We also have Mr. V. Jawahar, Assistant General Manager, State Bank of India. Huge round of applause, please. With that, I am handing it over to the chairperson, Mr. Devashish Pradhan.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. Yes, this session is more focused on digital banking, how this latest technology and digital banking has transforming this banking sector as a whole. So the digital banking era just started 10 years back, and the banking industry is hoping in next 10 years or next decade, the banking is totally going to be changed. So today we'll hear from our participants how the digital banking has been progressed through the in their banks and as overall industry as a whole, and especially focusing to the MSME industries, how the MSME especially for the MSMEs, the digital banking channels have been evolved and progressing day by day. So today I'll be starting with as I am from SIDBI, so I'll be starting with about the SIDBI, about how we are going ahead with using the latest technology and platform for MSME funding. So let me introduce. I am Devashish Pradhan. From SIDBI. SIDBI, as name shows, Small Industries Development Bank of India. We are specialized bankers for MSME. Yes, MSMEs play a crucial role in world economy. Its contribution to global GDP is immense. If you say the statistics by the different international agencies, in US, MSMEs contribute about 60% to the GDP. In Japan, MSME contributes about 50% to the GDP. And in again China, the MSME contributes about 60% to the GDP. If we speak about India, in MSME contributes about 30% to the GDP. So this shows that more the contribution of MSMEs to the GDP, the country is more developed. So when we all dream about India a developed nation, then MSMEs have to play a much bigger role in the years to come. But not only the bigger role, when you see the challenges of the MSMEs, the list of the challenges of the MSME is huge. One is the cost of the power for the MSME sector, and another is funding. Cost of the power is important because you cannot predict what will be the cost of the power for the next 1 year or 2 years, because there are various factors, various sentiments that affect to the cost of the power. And another is funding. Funding means to get fund timely, adequately at a competitive rate. To address both the issues, make Indian MSME energy efficient, and to cater each and every financial need of MSME, we are working for. So today I'll be sharing about SIDBI, how we SIDBI approach to a MSME, or how MSME can approach to SIDBI, and we can work together. In addition to that, SIDBI as a whole, since last 2 years, working toward developing alternate channels to using the technology to deliver the loans and financial products to MSMEs. So being a public sector also, we want to give client experience like a fintech. So during last 2 years, what we have done, we consider now as a semi-fintech. And next 3 to 5 years, we are posing ourselves being a PSU also one of the fintech. So let's start about detail about the. This is the brief introduction of SIDBI. SIDBI started in the year of 1991 by Act of Parliament. We are a Government of India financial institute. We are engaged in promotion, development, financing of MSME. we finance MSME directly and indirectly. Directly means we give term loans for capex, working capital directly to the MSME unit. Indirectly means we support NBFC, like you must have heard about Siemens Finance, Bajaj Finance, Cholamandalam Finance. We provide financial support to them so that ultimately fund can reach to the MSMEs. Yeah, loan means the process of loan application with SIDBI is a 100% financial, 100% digital journey, and we ourselves pose as one of the semi-fintech because all our operation from sourcing the application to disbursement all are digitalized. If anyone want to avail loan or any financial assistance from SIDBI, he has to apply through online portal only. Even the documents required that they don't need to submit in the form of physical form, only online, in the form of digital forms are only required. And another thing that through our portal we will give a unique number, and through unique number also you can trace the position of your application, whether it is in the sanctioning stage or it is in the appraisal stage. Another uniqueness we have brought in documentation. Initially you must have known that if any loan is sanctioned, then you have to go to the branch and do the documentation or execute to document physically getting the stamped paper. But now we are doing it online through Aadhaar OTP model. This is our beautiful portal, sir, www.sidbi.in. Here all the basic details of our different products and schemes are available. Anyone want to avail any financial assistance for plant and machinery or project loan, they can just go to our portal and visit. Here they can come to know what is the minimum criteria, what is the basic criteria to get the loan, what is the minimum loan they can avail, maximum loan, whether they can eligible or not. So they can go through the portal and apply under a specific scheme. So here in our portal in the right corner, one borrowed corner is there, borrowed portal. Through that you can apply for funding. These are the unique products that we have introduced in the market last year, which are unique in the nature. One is Feed-based express loan. That is really express. Within filing of application, within 10 minutes, we can get sanction of loan up to 1 crore. Another is end-to-end energy efficiency product. For any machinery up to 50 crores, you can get loan within 2 crores. That is also not totally digitalized but semi-digitalized because some manual intervention is required. So within 48 hours is the procedure. Another is eGPS Express Green Power product that we call, that is specifically designed for the solar, rooftop solar plants. And others are conventional products like term loans and working capital. This is the Feed-based express loan. Here we no manual intervention of any banker is required, SIDBI is required. If a borrower files application with all the details, within 10 minutes he can know whether his application is processed or not. Within 10 minutes he will get the alert that his loan has been processed. Basic criteria of getting this loan that he should have a minimum 3-year balance sheet and 3-year ITR. And we provide under this scheme loan up to 1 crore for plant and machinery. Under this scheme, we provide loan up to 100%, but for that we take collateral to 25% as FD. Like if a machine is 1 crore rupees, then loan will be 1 crore and 25 lakhs you have to keep as FD. This, as I show, within 10 minutes of filing the application, you will get intimation that your loan is sanctioned. For that, you just have to give your 3-year ITRs, bank statement for 1 year, and number of the GST number. That much is required to get this loan. And this each end-to-end energy efficiency scheme. Earlier, 1 week back, we are providing loan up to 7.5 crore under this scheme. But now, last year, we have increased this to 50 crore. If any energy efficient machines, any CNC machine, VNC machine, any manufacturing unit want to have, he can avail this scheme up to 50 crore. Under this, we also fund that way 100% funding of the machine will be there against 25% of FD, and the rates are also very much competitive. The rates minimum is 8% and maximum is 8.5%, and hardly any manual intervention is required. So that's why we consider we take timeline of 48 hours, means just 2 days for sanctioning this loan. This is EGPS we call. This is specially designed for rooftop solar plant. Any manufacturing unit or any service sector unit want to go to set up a solar unit for captive use, then up to 1 crore they can avail the loan and at very competitive rate. This loan also hardly any manual intervention required, so the sanction disbursement can happen within 48 hours or just 2 days. This is green finance scheme. So this is a more complex project, like any company is setting up its project in client side where and much security is not available. Then those complex projects we fund under green finance scheme, availing the World Bank line of credit and availing the guarantee from them, and we also avail CGTMSE guarantee through this, and up to 50 crore we provide loan under this scheme. And this is one of the scheme that is for the aspiring women entrepreneurs, Arjana scheme. Under this Arjana scheme, to promote women entrepreneurship, we provide loan at a concessional rate, and even the upfront fees are at very reduced level. Even we also pay part of the CGTMSE fees in case the proposal is covered under CGTMSE. Another is this SAT scheme, especially to the ST/SC entrepreneurs, to promote entrepreneurship skill among the ST/SC people. Here also we give them concessional rate of interest, and we provide them longer tenure. We also charge them lower upfront fee, as well as we pay part of their CGTMSE charges in case the proposal is covered under CGTMSE. This is Stapan. This is a normal conventional project. Anyone want to, or new entrepreneur want to set up its unit by acquiring land, construction of building and plant of machinery. This project funding can be done under this scheme. So under this scheme we are projecting project loans. Another is Arise. Arise, when an existing unit is there, 1 year manufacturing experience the unit have, or 1 year balance sheet is there, they can go for this scheme for setting another unit. Here also we give loans at a very concessional rate with longer repayment tenure. And you must be aware about CGTMSE. So CGTMSE also a part of SIDBI only. It's promoted by SIDBI, and it provides a guarantee cover for the loan to MSME. Initially, the maximum loan under CGTMSE was only 2 crore, but last year it has been enhanced to 5 crore. Even if the charges also, initially it was for every loan, even if it's a 10 lakh loan or a 2 crore loan, the charges was around 2%, but last year the charges also reduced. That's ranging from 0.37% to 1.35%. So we promote all the entrepreneurs to avail this CGTMSE facility. In addition to that, government has recently started interest summation scheme also for MSME units who are going for machinery of energy efficiency or putting a solar plant. If anyone want to purchase a machinery up to 2 crore or set up a solar plant up to 2 crore, then they get interest summation of 2%. For example, the rate of interest is 8.5%, and every year, end of the financial year, in the month of April, the application will lodge with the Ministry of MSME, and if he has paid, for example, 1 crore loan is there, he has paid 8.5 lakh, then 2 lakhs will be get as cash back, and the amount is adjusted with their loan. This scheme is first come first basis, and this scheme is expected to serve all the MSME for next 5 years. In addition to that, government also recently started interest summation scheme under SPICE, to where mostly where renewable energy is there, or where there is reusable products like waste management or solid waste management or municipality waste management, those type of projects where that are more important considering the impact in the environment. For that, government is providing 25% subsidy up to loan up to 50 lakh, that is maximum of 12.5 lakhs. So we in Karnataka we have SIDBI has a branch of 7 branches we have, and in Bangalore city only we have 3 branches. One is in Electronic City, another is in MG Road, and another in Pinia. I sit in Pinia. We have a team of 10 people, very energetic people. Any requirement, if even it's a fund requirement or non-fund requirement, any problem of any MSME, we are ready to support them, even setting up the unit or providing the financial assistance. So anybody want to avail any support from SIDBI or want to avail financial assistance, they are welcome to SIDBI anytime. Thank you so much. And if anybody want any clarification or any doubt, I am here. I can address. Okay, thank you.
Next up, we have Senior Regional Manager Business Banking for South Zone, that's from Kotak, Mr. Rohit M. Singh, to address this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for nice introduction. Good afternoon, MSME. I think that is the right way to start with, isn't it? Because you all are very, very privileged from the perspective of the Indian economic system. And before I'll commence, I would like to thank you, somebody who has taken my photograph, who has done a reverse aging for me. I went 7-8 years back. So thank you, whoever has done that. Sorry? It could be, yes. In India has already taken the paradigm shift in as far as the digital transformation is concerned. So perhaps somebody who has done, thank you, I salute. Okay. So quickly I will introduce myself. I am a regional business banking manager for the South Zone for the Kotak Mahindra Bank, and I take care of the current account as the business banking piece for the South Zone, which covers Bangalore, Hyderabad and Chennai, in the entire South. Right? Before I start, I will quickly touch upon a few points, few facts related to MSME, which will prove that how important and critical component you people are with regard to the growth of the Indian economy and MSME itself. I was just reading some articles wherein I found that MSME contributes 45% of the manufacturing output of the country. Right? Point number one. Point number two is it contributes 48 to 50% of the export which is country does. Right? So 48 to 50% of the export what we do, which wherein we earn the foreign reserve, and no need to mention that how important aspect foreign reserve is for the growth of any country. So MSME contributes 50% of that. And third, which is last but not least, it generates almost 12 crores to 13 crores of employment, which is nearly about 25 to 30% of the employment of the country. There are three facts why I said, because before I'll show my proposition for you people, this should be knowing, we all should know that how critical important you people are. But at the same time, there is another fact. There is another fact which says that MSME consists of the micro and the small and the medium enterprises, right? So if you see the population distribution of MSME, 94% of the contribution, 94% of the population of MSME comes from the micro enterprise. Only 5% from small, and 1% comes from medium enterprise. Right? So this has to be churned. This has to be churned. If India has to grow, if India has to achieve the dream of becoming $5 trillion economy, this has to churn and the figure should move on. When I say churning means the micro should move to small, small to medium, and medium should graduate to small corporate on the medium level, right? If you will be able to do the 60% from 94% of the micro to 60% and 5 to 30% to small and 1% to 10% to medium enterprise, the dynamics and the data which I said will dramatically change, and that will most certainly help us in achieving the $5 trillion economic mission. Considering all these facts, and all the stakeholders of the Indian ecosystem, ecosystem of the Indian economy, all the state government, central government, associations like AIMA, Kassia, CII, all these institutions and the association keeps on working to foster the growth of the country with the growth of the MSME. But we have miles to cover. And we, Kotak Mahindra Bank, as one of the stakeholders of the ecosystem of the Indian economy, we endeavor to provide you a solution, banking solution, which will give you point number one, the cost-effective solution, and optimizing the yield of your money without compromising on the working capital requirement of your business. Point number one. These are the basis which these are the points we kept in consideration when we prepared and made this solution, which will suit to your requirement. Secondly, my solution and my proposition will add value to your system. How, we will explain. So what are the banking needs of any MSME? It is collection and the payment. Collection and payment online through POS or the other QR code, NACH collection, and nodal account. Nodal account, if some of you are a marketplace where you have a multiple buyer and a multiple supplier and you are doing business online through your website and so on and so forth, then there is a regulatory requirement to have a nodal account, and that's where we have our nodal accounts product. We have a payment gateway solution. We have our own payment gateway solution which will help you accept and collect your payment online through your portal. Then we have trade and forex, which is, I was discussing that India contributes, MSME contributes almost 48 to 50% to the total export of India, and if we will not touch that, that will be unfair. So we have a trade and forex solution which will provide you a very cost effective, and it can reduce your banking cost not less than 25%. So if you are spending 100 rupees in a year, my solution will reduce it to 75%, right? Then we have a lending proposition from the advanced sides. We have a working capital facility which is fund based and non-fund based, wherein we will give you the CC or the OD or packing credit or the buyer's credit or the LCBD discounting and LG bank guarantee, letter of credit bill discounting, all these things we have. Then we have unsecured business loans also available. So there are enterprise who does not want to give a collateral, or maybe they do not have the collateral to furnish to the bank, but they need a long-term and the short-term loan requirement. We have both the facility. We can give you a loan for 3 years to 5 years in the form of the LAP, which will be unsecured to the tune of 2.5 crores to 5 crores, 2.5 to 5 crores we will give you, and the same can be extended in the form of the drawing power also. So if somebody wants that, no, I do not want at a time dispersal of 5 crores or 3 crores, but yes, I need a drawing power, we will give you that also. So we have unsecured business loan and the unsecured OD also available with us. We have a tax payment solution wherein you can pay your taxes online. We have a portal or tax solution wherein you can pay your GST, you can pay your CBD taxes, advance tax, the TCS, TDS, all these things, and custom duty. Then the business cards and all that. Apart from all these things, as I told you that my proposition is based out of two things, which I told you that the optimizing the yield of your money of your business is something which we have a proposition called SWIP facility. SWIP facility, active money. And the second is the offers beyond banking. So active money will optimize the yield of your money without compromising on your working capital requirement of the business. And the offers beyond banking will help you something as a bank we cannot do. We do have a tie-up with the our vendors who will in turn support you on your business matter, the taxation and logistic and so and so. Right? We'll go that way. See, as my fellow colleague was discussing that the digital India has already digitalized many of these things, many of its. Am I not audible? Oh, so means I was talking, but it was not going to you people. Is it? Okay. So we to embrace with the changes which Indian economy has already brought in, we have also embraced with the same, and we have digitized our current account opening process, wherein you yourself can process your account opening through our web portal and get the account number and everything right in 20-30 minutes. We do have our proposition wherein my people will go connect with you, do the application filling and everything you will complete, and then you will get the account number immediately after the submission of the forms. So it is so fast. It is not a 1 day or 2 day affair to open a current account or the saving account. You no sooner you will finish the, you will submit the application, you will get the account number. We have a provision wherein you can get account number of your choice. So maybe somebody wants to have account number which is account number should be as good as the number of my mobile number. We can give you the preferential preferred account number and you can operate it. This is the active money. This is a favorite topic of mine, and I think this will interest you people also. This is what I was talking, that it will optimize the yield of your money. So what do we do here? We generally current account, no bank generally gives any interest. And the way we give that, I think that is something which is a very, very novel product we have at present. So what do we do? If in current account, we calculate a your working capital requirement for a week, right? Because RBI says that if your FD has to be there at least for the 7 days in the system to earn interest, right? So if you made a FD today and tomorrow it is broken, then probably you will not get interest, right? So what through active money, it is a two-way sweep facility we do. So we decide a threshold basis your working capital requirement for a week, and then automatically the money, if the money is more than the threshold, it will automatically go to the virtual FD which we create, and you will start earning interest. And when there is a need of the money in the current account, so for example, you had 20 lakhs in the account, 5 crores was the requirement of your working capital for a week's time. 15 will automatically move to virtual FD which we will create, and that you don't need to maintain any record of that. We will maintain, we will do everything, and the interest will be parked in your current account. So 15 lakhs will move to virtual FD, And after 7 days or 10 days, when there is a requirement to honor some check or maybe some vendor payment has to be done, automatically that amount, whichever is the requirement, whatever is the requirement to honor the check or the that vendor payment, that will be taken out from the FD and a request will be processed. So this is how you can optimize the yield of your money, and at the same time it will maintain the liquidity. So when if you see the balance of your account, it will not show 5 lakhs, it will show 20 lakhs lying in the current account. But 15 is earning interest, 5 is remaining for your working capital requirement. As we discussed that the collection and the payment solution we have to have a better collection solution. We have a product called Smart Collect. Smart Collect is a product wherein you keep on getting the payments through one instrument or the other, and it is very difficult for the small enterprises or to the micro enterprises to reconcile if you are getting 20-30 payments every day. Through one is through IMPs, one is through the QR code, and some is through check or something like that. Then we send a daily MIS wherein we mention the payer name, their account details, and the IFSC code. So it will be very easy to reconcile that which payment you have received from which customer. Then we have a payment solution model wherein we have a maker-checker arrangement through our CMS product, wherein you can, whatever mode of operation you want to keep online for online transaction, you can do that. So if somebody wants to have 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees to be given to the accountant or maybe somebody who can do the transaction, and then from 1 lakh to 10 lakhs has to be, one person should be the maker who will input and the other will authorize. That is something which is possible, and so forth, right? Then we have our own payment gateway by the name of the AllPay, which will help you to accept the payment online. Here comes the trade and FX. So as I was discussing that we contribute 50% to the Indian export, and these are the product we have, like letter of credit, handling of letter of credit, then the import payment. And import payment is something, if somebody is importing some materials from China or the other parts of the globe, we actually it is almost, we have zeroized the import charges. It is as minimal as 200 rupees, right Chalwa? It is 200. So it is 200 rupees is something you need to pay for whatever amount you are going to remit outside. It could be $100,000 also or $10,000 also. You will be charged only and only 200 rupees. That is what I was saying. That is why I was saying that it is a very cost-effective solution. Then we have bill discounting, export financing. We have LCBD, foreign LCBD, LC discounting also, inland discounting also, export financing in rupee also, and in the foreign currency also we have. We have a packing credit in foreign currency, which is linked to the SOFR, and we have a base rate lending, which is EPC, wherein you will get the subvention. If you take the funding in the form of SOFR, you will not get the subvention, but in EPC you will get the subvention. This is a purely online trade portal do we have, especially for the importer and exporter. This is called FIN. It is for your need. This is an FIN abbreviation is for your need, which is a trade portal wherein you can do all your outward remittances, LC, import LC collection, export LC collection, pre-shipment, post-shipment, inward remittances, and various other reports. You can get it as per, and you can get it customized also. You can get it customized also. This is working capital. As we have discussed, we have a product called cash credit, overdraft, working capital, term loan, and FCTL. This is the FCTL is something which I would like to quickly touch upon. This is called foreign currency term loan, right? So it will cost you somewhere near to 7% or 7.5%. This will cost you 7.5% as compared to the normal working capital demand loan. If you are taking, it costs you somewhere 9.5, something like that, right? So that's where we have, but this is available only for the exporter who earns a foreign currency, foreign reserve. We have FCTL, we can extend it to. Then we have pre-shipment and post-shipment. This could be for the EPC and packing credit, PCFC both. Okay, the tax payment solution, right? See, custom duty, GST, and CBDT, all three major payments, statutory payments, we are impaneled and we are onboarded with them. One thing, see, this facility is already available with all the banks, but what is new in our offering is you can use any bank credit card. Any bank's credit card you can use to pay your GST or the custom duty or CBDT through our portal. So it will be an additional form of the working capital which can be generated because you would be using the credit card to make the payment. See, as I was telling you that my solution will add value to your system is something which has come now. So if you need any human resource assistance, we do have tie-up. If workspace management like the Behave and WeWork and other people, we do have tie-up. If you require any assistance on taxation and legal aspects, we do have our vendor who are, because we being a bank, even we are expertise, we cannot give you advisory, right? So we do have tie-up with the various vendors who will assist you. Then for the healthcare and the medical equipments, supply chain management and logistics, ERPs, and the business management and marketing. On these aspects, we have these partners we have on our roll who will assist you at very subsidized and discounted price. So if you need any assistance on business management and marketing, we have new floors. Then the hosting, these are our impaneled vendor. If you need any assistance on supply chain management and logistics, ShipRocket, Happy Locate, and the DHL are our partners. They will offer you a discounted price because you are a customer of Kotak Mahindra Bank. For healthcare solution, Medica Bazaar and MediBuddy. HR solution, we have Credily and the Great HR. They will help you in hiring people or other stuff which is required. For workspace management, we have tie-up with the WeWork. Then taxation and legal solution, we have Vakil Sir. For Align ERP solution, we have Align Book and the Transact. So if you are a customer of Kotak Mahindra Bank and you want assistance on this, you just need to approach them with your existing current account and the current account number and the CRN number. They will give you the discounted price and assist you. That's all from my side. If there is any question or query, or my people are available here, you may get in touch with them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we have Mr. V. Jawahar, sir, to address us.
Good afternoon all. I thank IMA and Kassia to giving us the opportunity to present ourselves in this August audience regarding digital initiatives happening in the overall industrial sector. So my presentation mainly, since the theme of the convention itself is digital initiatives, opportunities and challenges ahead. So how even being banking is also industry in it, how the digital initiatives are happening in banks to make a seamless banking experience to all the entrepreneurs. Nevertheless, earlier our traditional banking, what are the challenges? All have some other difficulty whenever we are going to the branches. Nobody will bother about us. There will be bad experiences, many things. So to avoid that, banks also continuously innovating to reduce the human interventions to the minimal, and with the digital initiatives try to give the maximum service to customers in a very efficient and in a very enjoyable manner. So being MSMEs, you are the backbone of the Indian economy, and without you, even the bigger companies cannot survive. So definitely banks as a major role players in this economy has a duty and an obligation to support MSMEs to grow up and make you all the future large corporates of this country. So again, this backdrop, my presentation is going on. So predominantly, I will be talking about the initiatives, but this platform is open for any doubts, any clarification regarding any loan details or anything is open to you to ask any clarifications. Okay. So, but I am restricting my presentation towards only digital initiatives of SBI in taking the initiatives forward, so that we will also will be future ready and meet the requirements of the customers when our country is going to be fully digital. So I am AGM at the local head office, Bangalore. We have, this is a central office for the entire state of Karnataka, and I am handling all the. I am basically I am an engineer having a mechanical engineering qualification, and I have even I postgraduate in mechanical engineering, and I am also have expertise in financial. So I will be able to assess both the technical as well as the commercial aspects of any industries which are always seeking finance from the banks. So we are a centralized team situated at St. Mark's Road, Bangalore, and I will cover the entire set of Karnataka. So just bird's eye view of how bank is supporting MSMEs in the Indian context. Our bank has a loan book size of 4.2 lakh crores, 2 lakh crores. Towards only exclusively towards MSME lending, and we are actually targeting to achieve 5 trillion business in MSME business by 2025. That's a target bank is going to achieve, and we are progressing towards that by all the initiatives, including the digital initiatives taken by the bank. So as part of the digital initiative, earlier I think most of who are all having SBI accounts, you would have seen the initial apps like SBI internet banking, all these things. Later on, bank has decided to make a super app, and we floated out the YONO initially for the retail banking. Later on, it is also moved to this corporate banking also. So we have the YONO business wherein MSMEs can take digital banking for all their business needs. So this is the achievements. Since inception, we have a registration of 7.5 million customers, and we have disbursed 6.3 million loans digitally, and 32.7 accounts have been opened digitally, and 33.4 million insurance policies have been issued digitally by using the YONO app. So this was the business, YONO business. This is the achievements. So total number of transactions per day is around 16.74 crores per day. The transaction happens. Number of digital customers onboarded is 1,28,199. This is for the current financial year. This is our analysis presentation during this current financial year Q3. So this is the data we are even from the business side, current accounts 51,000 current accounts, digitally 35%. That's what now slowly the things are picking up. Import LCs, you can see the amounts 26,127 crores of LCs is issued using your business digitally. The digital achievement is 75%. That is out of 100%, 70% is happening now digital. Inland LCs, 18% is digital, and inland BG, 69% digital. Export LC, 51%. So actually, more than digital, it is purely actually from the sustainability initiative. Yes, luckily, yes, I am very glad that our previous session when Madam was talking about the sustainable initiatives in various things like waste handling, everything. Yes, one of the toughest area to have a sustainable initiative. But bank, as in a way, bank is also having a responsibility to deploy the sustainability initiative. So by definitely going digital, I will be able to reduce so much of paperwork. Because in banks, you have seen earlier, we have to maintain so much of thousands or tons of ledgers has to be maintained. Now, by doing this, we have avoided so much of paper, so much of ink, so much of waste handling. So that itself is a sustainability initiative. So going forward, it is going to be move further. Bank is further entering into more and more sustainable initiatives because in line with our COP28 initiatives, wherein honorable in COP26, our Prime Minister has given the Pancham objectives. Now 27, we have given the commitment. Now 28, now all the entire global global ecosystem has they have decided to restrict the global warming to 1.5%. So it is going to give more and more push towards digital, which will also be an enabler towards sustainable initiatives. So this is an important product where the bank has now deployed to have a minimal human intervention and maximum digital intervention. So we have started a business rule engine wherein any customer, industrial customer can log in into, we can, as of now we have restricted the loan sanction till 5 crores, that is from 0 to 5 crores we can process loan under this business rule engine. Wherein most of the data will be collected online using the, either it may be a GST, it may be a income tax return or your your other data which are all available digitally. But still we have challenges, certain data is not digitally available. We have certain data like even your land records, it's not fully digitized. We are yet to have a proper digital ecosystem like by a blockchain or anything, we are yet to have. So unfortunately those areas we cannot digitize. Even though in banking system you know that anybody comes to loan, it may be a collateral based loan or it may be a non-collateral based loan. The moment it is collateral, I am forced to go to verify my TIR, which cannot be done digitally. As of now, we have the ecosystem in the country set to happen for digitization. So if it is digitized, it will be very easy for us to integrate. So those areas, I don't have a choice, I have to do manually. But with the available digital platforms, bank is integrating with all those platforms and fetching the data automatically. And one more major challenge what we may face is, especially while seeking a loan, the subjectivity will come into picture. Correct. Many of the people would have experience. If I go with the application form to the bank, it depends on the loan sanction happens. Sometimes it will happen individual basis, depending on the risk appetite. Many things will happen. So there comes a subjectivity. So to avoid this subjectivity and make it more objective, so this business rule engine will definitely enable that, because the most of the things will be assessed based on your GST returns or your ITR, which is validated online. Everything is online. So naturally, based on GST returns itself will be able to give me a clarity how much the turnover that unit is doing. My current account transaction in the account will definitely will be what's the transaction I am doing in a month-on-month basis, on a quarter-to-quarter basis, on a half-yearly basis. Based on that, we will be with the certain rules and algorithms, we will be able to assess the credit limit requirements or LC requirement, whatever it is, based on that. So bank is trying to make it more objective rather than subjective, but as of now, we are limiting this. Is all on a trial run basis happening. We also wanted to learn more and more what are the challenges we are facing, so that it will become a better and better model. As of now, we are processing loan up to 5 crores with this BRE. But here, one more catch is there. Suppose some unit which may not have any balance sheet. With predominantly, most of the people here appears to be a startup ecosystem thing. So where there will not be any balance sheet, everything I have to do on projections. So in such cases, where digital will be very, very challenging. Correct, because I don't have any history geography to assess the loans digitally. Because you don't have GST return, you don't have ITR. Now only I have started, sir. Just I have infused some amount of seed capital. I am starting the business. I am yet to show some transaction to be captured. What is your way of business? So such cases, naturally, even though we are able to capture through this BRE, but the assessment is going to be manual. It has to be assessed by officer to understand your project ideas, your viability has to be studied, everything. So that way it will bear. So bank is trying to give you more digital experience, but still there are some challenges. That's the reason. Whoever is already doing some business with their own funds, having a good transaction current account, it will be very easy for them to take a loan through this business rule engine with minimal manual interventions. So the limit assessment will also be objective, not subjective. It's purely based on our turnovers. So the predominantly this capture of the loan will happen through the CLP portal, PSB. This is a contactless lending platform. The website is PSB loan in 59 minutes. In that each bank has that's a common website, and each bank is onboarded in the CLP portal. So with the SBA means you can you take the SBA portal for PSB loan in 29 minutes and you can apply. So the portal and the BRE rule engine is integrated. So the moment you start applying with it, one by one, all the data capture automatically will happen. With your OTP and mobile number and OTP consent, automatically the GST data will be captured, the ITR will be captured, and depending on internally, if you have a current account maintained with SBA, naturally the current account transactional behavior will also be captured. What is your average balance, how it is happening, everything will be captured automatically. So based on that, the bank will take a decision. So after everything only, further KYC, naturally as part of a mandatory requirement, I have to do a KYC, I have to come and see your place of working. It's invariably I have to do it. I cannot do digitally. As of now, I don't have that such enabler to verify your place of working or the person digitally. So that I have to do a manual check. Naturally, the officer's duty to do it, and it's the RBA requirement also. As for the anti-money laundering and the CFT requirement, I have to do it. So that will be done. That is the manual intervention which is unavoidable. But still, we are trying the maximum. So this is the benefits. Instant in principle sanction with this BRE business rule engine, seamless processing. Because predominantly all will be processed objectively, not subjectively. That will be very less compared to the earlier we made. Because when it is BME human intervention, that will be depends, it will vary. So here the that will be minimal. Credit decision will be objective. That's all. It is a objective data based on transactional behavior and conduct. So that's what. Now comes the onus on the promoters or the entrepreneurs to make it their transaction fully mapped in their accounts. There is no reason for doing any cash sales, which is not going to reflect in your current account. If you do a cash sales and nothing going to reflect, then how we will come to know? You may tell I have a turnover of 20 crores, 30 crores, but if it is going to be predominantly in cash, I cannot believe it. So the MSMEs also have to migrate to more into digital, adopt the digital platform in a better way, to have a more to show the transactional behavior in a higher way, to enable the bankers also to have a better decision for you, and it will also enable you to have better credit facilities from the banks. So this is the difference between that means in the BRE business rule engine, what are the digital checks happens, what are the physical checks happen. You can see that. So whichever I told you, PAN authentication, everything is digital. There KYC, naturally I have to do a physical verification. It's invariably is mandated by RBI, I have to do it, no other way. So GST statement, bank statement analysis, ITR, yes, it can be automatically fetched digitally, so which is available online. Stock level monitoring business activity, yes, we cannot digitize as of now. Unless all MSMEs are SAP enabled and it is foolproof, we can take those ERP solutions. Yes, that can also be possible. Maybe in the future, definitely we will be able to target that also. When every MSMEs in the country will be able to have a proper ERP solution, foolproof ERP solutions, there itself I will be able to monitor my stock level and business level. Yes, can be done. But work in progress. Consumer and civil checks, everybody knows about this, so it will be easily fetched. But closure of existing CC loans. But one thing is here is sometimes you may be already banking with some other banks. At that time, you are again with those existing banks, you are coming to SBI to apply in this loan. Naturally, as per my RBI mandate, you cannot maintain two current accounts in different banks. You have to close it. So that has to be done manually. That has to be ensured. Similarly, fraud checks, again, these are the various things which banks, as part of the due diligence, banks will do. Yes, please be aware of this. These are all very important to have a better credit history. in the public domain or whatever it is to enable have a better visibility among the banks to get the credit facilities at in a very smoother way. So these are the due diligence. Normally, I told you, whenever it is collateral, naturally my property verification, everything has to be done offline. I don't have a choice. Project viability analysis. Whenever you are going for a project, new project without any balance sheet, naturally I have to do it. Pre-sanction, yes, invariably I have to do it. As with the present thing, I have to do it. So these are the products which we have covered under the business rule engine as of today. Up to 5 crores, these are the products. We can give cash credit, both for greenfield and brownfield, term loan dispensation for your capex requirements, standby line of credit, then term loan reviews also can happen because this is an internal process. Then bank guarantees, letter of credit, EPC, that is export packing credit, packing credit, foreign currency, everything can be done, even including the PMEGP. Even incidentally, 2 days back, we got the instruction from the bank. Now even Mudra loans is also going to be assessed under the BRI. Bank has brought out the instruction that even up to 10 lakhs Mudra loan will also will be processed under BRI. So it will be a minimal manual intervention, maximum digital intervention. So it will enable the young entrepreneurs like you to avail the bank loans easily compared to the earlier days. So this is our YONO business, wherein we have various facilities, payments and collections, deposit liquid trade, many things. Already my fellow colleagues have already covered that. I don't want to go much into that. So you can book your LC, everything through your YONO business digitally with minimal branch visit. Bank guarantee. Now bank guarantee earlier remember it's a time consuming process. It has to be issued in hard copy. Earlier it is a paper document. Now bank has come out with issuing digital BGs, e-BGs in association with this national NESL. So wherever it is, this will happen only in states where they have tie-up with the NESL to issue e-BGs. Not all states are enabled. Slowly the rollout is happening in all the states. Hope so in the near future all the states of the country will be enabled for issuing e-bank guarantee, wherein all will be issued digitally with minimal manual intervention. So this is the phase of enrollment. Now as of now all states wherever NESL is live for e-BG. So whichever state, I hope in Karnataka it is live, so people are getting issued e-BG with ease. So this is the advantages of having again, what are the advantages by having a digital BG rather than a paper-based thing? Everything is, the TAT is that is considerably reduced. Otherwise, in our bank system, we know that it has to be issued by TFCPs. We have a centralized trade finance processing center. You have to give application to the branch, then it will go to there. It will take a long time. But now customers can sit in their office itself, apply through YONO and get the BG issued. So digital signature and paperless e-stamping. They have tied up with the Stockholding Corporation of India who are authorized to do the e-stamping. It is also done. All that will be done digitally. There is no need to do any paperwork. So these are the eliminations: procurement of physical stamp paper, signature by the bank official. Again, we have to sign everywhere. Those also is reduced. Physical delivery is not required. It will be digitally delivered to the respective email of the beneficiary. Verification and validation is not required. It's enrollment friendly. One of them is sustainability initiatives. And safekeeping is also not required because it is digital. So as and when revoke everything is easier. So one of the important requirement in case of EBG, this particular clause has to be there in the EBG. This clause has to be there. Invariably, this clause has to be there while any customer wanted to get a EBG issue. So this is the process flow of EBG. So it can be assessed in central location even for suppose for the level of completion they are given. Even for railways, different zones and different divisions of the railways can also be issued EBG. To that extent, now the things have been done. Straight through processing is there, no manual intervention. That's all. So this is a comparison between the EBGs. So these are the initiatives bank has taken to make the banking more digital, but it's not ends here. Only since the theme is digital and innovation, I have restricted myself here. But other than that, bank has been doing, SBI has been in the forefront in doing various sustainability initiatives for the MSMEs, and I think we are doing cluster financing. Again, incidentally, morning we have a very good talk about Channapanna toys. It's one of the largest cluster for toys in the country. We can intervene by cluster financing. Even the biggest machine tool cluster is in Bangalore. The biggest machine tool cluster of Asia is in Bangalore, Pinya, Bommanhalli. These areas are commonly called as a machine tool cluster. Already as one of the highest matured cluster in the country. That's what we have to say. It's a highly matured cluster with highly competitive way of working. So, like that, a bank has other initiatives, like we are having products for financing energy efficiency. We have a dedicated product for financing rooftop solar. Whatever requirements, even we have a dedicated startup branch. Being the startup capital of India in Bangalore, we have a dedicated startup branch in Koramangala, Bangalore. Everybody is welcome to visit the branch and get a feel of it and get funds for your startups. The condition is all DP IIT registered startups are eligible, and the government of India is also offering a guarantee up to 10 crores for financing startups. So please avail collateral free funding for your startup ideas. And yes, definitely, rightly, the previous madam told, if you have idea, plus you be confident that this idea will work out commercially. End of the day, your idea will be good. Unless it is commercially viable, there is no sense of having it further. So have a commercially viable startup. Definitely banks will be there to support you in whatever requirements you have. We have already, incidentally, in the startup branch of Bangalore, we have already financed pure play startups of more than 200 crores. Financing we have already done. For all DPIIT registered startups, we have already financed. They are all doing very good. Again, you are welcome to have more and more. We are also eagerly waiting to receive startups and finance more and more startups. So that's all from me. Any more clarifications? This floor is open. You can always ask.
Sir, wonderful presentation from all three of you. As a member of Kassia and Lagu Bharati, and also being the Vice President, we have a number of times we have requested the government, particularly the Finance Ministry, to reduce the interest rate burden on the MSME. Banks are partners with MSME. So MSME have got a lot of statutory dues to be paid, and the last thing is that they take home is less than what they pay to the bank. Okay? And the NPAs are the lowest with the MSME in the country as on date today. Why don't you consider MSMEs on par with agriculture and give them the subsidized loan? Thereby they can globally become more competitive, and we can reach $5 trillion economy in very short time.
Sir, already MSME lending to MSME is considered under priority sector lending, and already capital linked subsidy scheme is also there. It's happening, but it is more of a regulatory area rather than banks. Whereas banks are keepers of public money, and our interest rates are regulated by the repo rate of RBI. So we have a limitation, but still, if government is able to, yes, government is now incidentally. 2 days back only, that PM Suryaghar Yojana has been launched. For the first time I am seeing there is a negative spread given on EBLR. Bank itself, yes, I think the subvention and everything has enabled the banks to give for a negative spread. So to have more adoption of rooftop solar among all the residential households in the country, first time up to 3 kilowatt we are having a negative spread. So hope, yes, but rather than banks, we have a limitation, but yes, the industrial ecosystem has to push the government more to bring out, to make the MSMEs more competitive, especially from the industrial angle. It's not that I'm not saying MSMEs are not competitive, they're very much competitive. They are adopting all the best practices in the country or the world. Since I am involved in assessing MSMEs throughout Karnataka, I would see with my own eyes how much MSMEs have progressed with the latest technologies. So that's what from my side.
Thank you. So we've had a very educative session. I have my bank account in about, I rather have my bank accounts in about 3 to 4 banks. And just about 5-6 years back, every time we wanted to visit a bank, it so happened that one day I went to a bank, and in the morning it was their tea break. I went around afternoon, it was their lunch break, and around evening it was their loo break. Finally I got hold of one of the employees in between, and the minute I drew a chit, they said token number 79. I was like, oh my god, I have to wait for such a long time. And nobody trusts you with the pen, no? They'll keep one pen hanging to the desk that'll barely have any ink. So these are all the wonderful bank memories that we have. And like the gentleman rightly mentioned, there are many evolutions which have happened and reduced a lot of efforts and are saving a lot of resources. And another thing that I can fondly remember is, many a times the signatures won't tally. At least mine, it does not. So it's become very convenient. I think we got a lot more insights in terms of understanding how the digitalization of banking works and how convenient it's made our lives. Thanking you all so much. Now it's time for me to invite Ma'am Ashima Lamba from 56 AI Technologies Private Limited in order to felicitate the dignitaries we have. A huge round of applause for Mr. V. Jawahar. Yes.
Madam. One photo.
Thanking you all once again. Requesting, thank you. I now request Ms. Sayani Mazumdar to address the audience with a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I've been a part of all the sessions since morning today, and it's been it's been a lot of new insights that I got, and at the same time, I sort of understood that, it is true, digital transformation in today's day and age is required, but of course, it comes with its challenges. But, going by what, I was listening to in the last half an hour, 45 minutes, and, like ma'am rightly said, that when I was growing up and when we used to go for holidays, I remember the age-old tradition of carrying travelers' checks with you, and there was no concept of an ATM card. There was nothing. And then today, one day, you have this small little thing that you can just keep in your wallet and you can draw money whenever you want to. And from that, today, imagine you can, if you want to buy like bread and eggs, you can just go down, just carry your phone and open your UPI app and make the payment. There is no tension about whether the person has change, whether you're carrying enough change or not. So I think, of course, this digital transformation we've seen extensively in our country over the last 1 year. And just going by that logic, if I could just ask everyone present here, if you could just raise your hand, I'll just name 3-4 apps, and if you have it in your phone currently, could you just raise your hand? Who all are using Ola or Uber over here? Just raise your hand. Oh, that's a huge count. What about Swiggy, Zomato, the food delivery apps? See, I knew all the college students will raise their hands. So the reason being, why this has become so common is because it addresses one thing, and that is convenience. Like today while cooking, if I run out of coconut milk, I know it will get delivered to my doorstep at, within 10 minutes. If I want to talk to my brother who's, in a different time zone in London, I just have to open my WhatsApp and go on to a video call and call him. And I know I'll see him, whatever the time is. And exactly going by that, I would like to introduce my company, which is 56 AI Technologies. I'm glad that Kassia and IMA has organized this 13th convention, and I'm getting a chance to sort of talk a little about what I do, what my company does. Well, 56 AI Technologies is a company which started out in Bangalore 4 years back. We are based out of Indiranagar. We are proud to call ourselves India's first connected security platform. This is what we have achieved in about 4 years' time. A lot of you guys stay in areas like Indiranagar, Malleswaram, JP Nagar, Jayanagar, you might be seeing our our patrolling guards on bikes, and their services are sort of shared by individual house owners. However, moving away from traditional security, I think security has evolved, and what we have for enterprises are again AI solutions that make their day-to-day life more convenient. Answering that, going back to what I started from. Exactly. So the idea behind this is to come up with specific AI solutions based on what on troubles that enterprises face. This sort of optimizes regular operational costs, and at the same time, it gives you the the power to monitor your premises, to understand what is happening over there. There might be 10 problems, but top 3 might be a priority. You can slice out exactly what you want to see. You can slice out exactly what is not your problem maybe. So these are certain things that we are trying to do. We are working with a couple of enterprises too. So if you see on the screen, of course we have made the most state-of-the-art, made in India, artificial intelligence enabled camera which has multiple functions. So what we do is we connect our AI hardware, which can be AI cams, IP cameras, cloud-based access controls, boom barriers, and like I was saying, single plug and play modules. Like you can use vehicle entry management, you can look at attendance management, you can look at footfall, whether that is your your factory or that is your outlet, anywhere. How is the people movement happening in your enterprises, okay, in your manufacturing units, all of these things you can pick and choose, and it's a plug and play module. We just represent it as you need it, and we customize it based on how your current setup is. So that is exactly what we are looking at, and it will be great if we would have this opportunity. Especially, I would like to request Honorable President Mr. Shashidhar Shetty, Honorable Vice President Mr. Rajgopal, and Honorable Joint Secretary Mr. Nagaraj to allow us to present in front of the entire MSME industry, so we can also suggest AI solutions which are going to be overall cost effective and which will make your operation much easier. Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for giving me the last 10 minutes and listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. All good things should come to an end, but they say that we are the people who can learn and evolve. So there's a very famous saying in English. Not sure who gave this quote, but they say that you are an average of 5 people that you surround yourselves with. So we've met eminent personalities, we've had endless learnings, we've had phenomenal discussions, and it was cognitive, it was thought-provoking, and most importantly, we had They say that it's our network is our net worth. I think that stands true for me, at least after doing this event. Now we come to the conclusion of this 13th National MSME Convention. On that note, I'd like to invite our chairperson in Dr. J.S. Juneja. So please kindly join us on stage. Mr. Shashidhara Shetty, President, Karnataka Small Scale Industries Association. We have Mr. Rishikesh T. Krishnan, Director, IAMB. Professor Rishikesh T. Krishnan. So can you please join us on stage? Thank you. We also have with us Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi. So inviting you onto the stage, a warm welcome to you. And the man who's been running behind all in and all out to make this a very, very big event, Dr. Ganesh Singh, CME AIMA. So please join us on stage. We begin the valedictory with a few lines by Dr. J.S. Juneja, who's been with us for the last 2 days. Also, I'd like to invite Dr. Nagaraju, Honorary Secretary Kassia. Nagaraju, yes. Let's begin the valedictory with an opening remark from Dr. J.S. Juneja. Over to you, sir.
The old saying goes, good evening first of all, old saying goes, all good things must come to an end. So I think towards the last session, I thought I'll salute all of you sitting here, joining the deliberations, and also my friend the dais, very eminent people here. And in order to summarize the whole thing which I was told to, I think it was presumptuous on my part to sum up everything, because we had close to 30 speakers spread over 8 sessions in 2 days, and it would be unfound my part to try to summarize everything together. So all the speakers, we are very fortunate. We are very learned speakers. All of them well prepared. They done a lot of homework, good presentations, and we have covered wide range of areas like innovation circle, then artificial intelligence, digital transformation, marketing challenges, digital marketing, financing. Of course, we are the 3 eminent speakers from banks, and then women entrepreneurs, then skill development. Almost 8 subjects we covered over the period of 2 days, and very widely covered, in-depth coverage is there. So, areas that we have covered already are explained to you. So I think I won't make an attempt to try to summarize everything together. And only to say that we had the speakers, when they made the presentation, they knew what they're talking about. Let me use that word. Because they very, I said, repeat, they gave a very in-depth presentation to us. And we learned a lot, I must say, from all of them. They're a great learning for all of us together. And the time has come to say bye to everybody and till we meet again. And with that note, I thought I will close my closing remarks with respect to the summary part. So I thought I will not venture into say who said what and said everything. So I will close that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your spirit brought in a lot of life to the event. Yes? Yes. Next up, we have Mr. Shashidhar Shetty, President Kassia. Over to you, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. I think it's a good learning exercise for us. We really thankful to IMA for partnering this event with us. It's a 13th National MSc Convention. I think we are lucky enough to participate in this program, and we are the host to this program. Only one thing, entire 2 day sessions, it's really good sessions. Whoever attended, no, all are saying very good speakers, very good informative sessions. People who attended are very happy, but it is very sorry to state that I think our SMEs are not yet ready for digital transformation. They may need another few more years to transform into this. And I think if you wait further, you will not take this opportunity to get into digitalization, AI tools, upgrade to digital, like whatever, IIoT, all those things. Even still we don't know the meaning of such words. Unless until we understand the concepts, how can we get into this transformation? Even unless until we come and attend such programs, I don't think we can upgrade and we can survive. Future is that now. Today, all the MSMEs, if you say, all are facing labor problem, marketing issues, all the problems are there, but how to solve the problem? When we organize such events, people are not ready to come. Everyone says it is March, otherwise would have come. And April also same thing, to come finish the whatever the year end, that work they will have. But I request whoever come here, definitely they have helped us by attending the program, and they also learned the, at least they can think of transforming into the latest technologies available. We are happy that throughout the program, college students were there. They will be our future entrepreneurs. Like, next generation is not getting into business, SME. They have got better opportunities, employment, they get good salary, and they are seeing their parents struggling or elders struggling in MSME. So they are not, even our children are very, very few are coming into the business. Others are not interested. But in the same MSME, if the younger generation comes, we use these latest tools available. Definitely, these MSMEs can definitely raise to the next level. Like central government, yesterday I got a call from Secretary MSME. He says some resource, some suggestion to how this micro become small, small become medium, medium become large. For the next 10 years, Government of India is planning how to transform this micro enterprise into small, small to medium, medium to large. Because almost 95+% of industrial units in India are micro units. So hardly 2 to 3% are medium, less than 1% is large. That is why there is a huge scope for the MSCs to upgrade themselves into medium and large. So this kind of these conventions will definitely support the MSMEs to grow bigger and transform into a larger scale. So and one more thing, I remember recently one of the consultants, when I met with the government office, government agencies, he was telling there should be some sugar. If the sugar is there, ant will come. I told him, our MSME ants, even if you put a sugar, they will not come. If somebody says, after tasting the sugar, sugar is sweet, then they say, you would have told us it is sweet, you would have come. Otherwise, they will not come to the sugar. That is the nature of MSMEs. We need to change our approach. We have to invest some time into the this kind of knowledge gaining sessions. Again, I thank IMA for giving us an opportunity, and all the participants. Last 2 days we are seeing the same face for your patience, and I think people who are attended have shown interest and there throughout. Even the valedictory function also we have the same number of people attending. So I again thank IMA for giving us an opportunity, and again thank you all for attending the program, and it is a learning exercise for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think you articulated this with a beautiful example we could all connect to. It's very important for us to think big. Steve Harvey had once told that even if it gets tough, afford a business class ticket. So once you get used to the comfort zone, you'll not have to come back from it. So it's very important. So many a times we have that laid back attitude telling that, hey, we still have a lot of time to become entrepreneurs. We are still students. Why is it that we need all these now? Anyway, I'm getting attendance. Parents are taking care of Oti Kapda Makan. No, I think it's time for us to think big, and that is what the convention did to us. Very well brought up. Thank you on that note, Shashidhara Shetty, sir. Now we have a special address, and to deliver the same, I'd like to invite Professor Rishikesha T. Krishnan, the Director, IAMB. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for inviting me to this event. From whatever I heard just now, you've already heard a lot of interesting ideas and concepts and so on over the last 2 days. So maybe I should not add too much. So I'll speak very briefly. I'll just mention a few things which I think are important in the context of the theme of this conference. I think many people understand the importance of innovation. But one of the challenges most companies face is how do you sustain the innovation journey? There is some research that shows that when small enterprises start off their business, they often start with a very unique or at least some distinctive business idea. But after that, they fail to build on that in terms of continuing innovation. So the first point I would like to really underline is that innovation is not a one-time activity. It's not that you will create one product at one point of time and next 20 years you can just go ahead with that. I'm sure you all know that, because just like you change your mobile handset every few years, products and technologies are changing very fast. And therefore, even in an industry or B2B domain, the kind of changes you need to make to remain competitive are quite frequent and also sometimes quite deep. That's point number one. Point number two I would like to underline is the importance of integrating digital with your innovation activity. Now what we have seen is that thanks to digital technology, the landscape for innovation has grown significantly. What do you mean by this? When digital technology first came, people thought that only those industries where the product itself is digitizable, those will undergo significant transformation. For example, you thought of books, movies, music, and in fact that those were the industries which first got disrupted by digital technology because the product itself could be delivered digitally. But what we have seen over time is that in almost any product domain, thanks to IoT, thanks to RFID, thanks to a lot of new technologies that have come, almost every industry today is a quasi-digital industry. What do I mean by quasi-digital? Two machines in a factory can actually communicate with each other. You can track a particular component moving through the production process using RFID or some other technology. So essentially now even the manufacturing process has become a largely digital or a digitized process. So what this means is that the scope for innovation has grown very, very significantly. And by the way, this is not only in manufacturing, this is true in services industry as well. Let me give you a very simple example. This is from the US. Traditionally in the US, when they wanted to find out how much insurance premium to charge for a motor vehicle policy, they used to use certain proxy numbers. For example, the highest premium was payable by the most dangerous driver. And who was the most dangerous driver? Single, male, below the age of 25. for obvious reasons, right? There's a person who might have the most dangerous driving behavior. But today you don't need to do all this. Today you could actually put a sensor in the vehicle and you could monitor the driving behavior. So you don't need to make an assumption about, only this young single men are going to be the most dangerous drivers. So some of those stereotypes which you had to adopt earlier are not relevant anymore. So the simple point I am trying to make is that digital technology has opened up the whole canvas of innovation, even in traditional industries like insurance, for sure in industries involving manufacturing, and across the whole spectrum. So I just echo what the earlier speakers said, both Mr. Juneja and Mr. Shetty, that unless you really incorporate that and integrate this into your whole business journey, you are likely to be left behind. And this is not something which is going to be a probability event, this is almost certain. So I would really encourage all of you to think very seriously about continuous innovation and using digital technology as the means of doing this. I'll just close with a few things that become very important if you want to make this happen. The first thing is you need to have what is called digital fluency. What is digital fluency? The people who work in your organization, including the owners, need to be very familiar with digital technology and digital tools, which means you need to continuously learn and internalize some of these new methods. There are a lot of resources available online, so availability is not a problem, but the issue is, are you willing to commit the time and energy to make that happen? Second, you need to upgrade your technology platform inside your company. You need to make sure there is at least a minimum level of technology available so that you can use all those digital tools in an effective manner. Third thing you need to realize is that the regulatory and compliance structures related to digital technologies are also evolving fast. So you can't ignore these. Just to give you a simple example. Today, if you're in the European Union, you cannot embed AI in your product unless you can explain how that AI works. The reason they are emphasizing this is they don't want AI in a black box that might have certain biases, that might discriminate against certain groups of people and so on. So they are saying you cannot just say I use data and some engine and now I created this AI algorithm. You have to also explain why and how that AI algorithm is working. So all I am trying to say is that the digital journey has its own complexity. You have to have a good understanding of the tools, you have to create strong platforms, and of course, last but not the least, you have to keep in touch with the latest regulatory and compliance standards. What is there in EU yesterday will surely be in India tomorrow, so you can't doubt for a moment that very soon we will have similar regulations in the country as well. So let me close at this point. Let me wish all of you very well. I'm sorry that I was not able to be a part of the conference on the earlier 2 days, so I didn't have a chance to interact with all of you. But I'm sure there are a lot of exciting opportunities out there, and I wish you all the best. If there is some way IIM Bangalore can help you in your journey, do reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishikesha sir. I think incorporation is the only key to progress. Thanks on that. And next up we have Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi sir to address us. Over to you, sir.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿನಂದನ. Dr. Juneja sir, he has been a, not only the president of MSME, but he has been a, the grand figure in the MSME industry in this country for long. Professor Rishikesh, the distinguished academician, who has touched upon a very crucial point, and other dignitaries. I'll go with the point that Dr. Rishikesh has touched upon is, when I was writing my first book, that time I think 20-25 years back, that international marketing, I thought that the digitization is only for a few products and a few categories specific, say book, travel, something like that, which can be, and Amazon as you are came only for book. So from that to now, things have transformed amazingly. And I think in case you want to learn, which you are very fortunate to be in this country, that India, wherein we transformed calamity into an opportunity, and we converted a cashless, informal, inefficient economy into a formal, that cash economy into a cashless economy, formal and a highly efficient by way of a digital transaction. I think India has demonstrated, that the three layer, starting with that Aadhaar card, 1.3 billion people in this country has got Aadhaar card, which is I think three and a half times the population of the entire United States of America. If you look into, we could vaccinate over 2 billion people in a very short period of a year, and the way I think it helped us in digital transaction, and that time demonetization also which India went through. I'm sure most MSMEs were not happy with that, and you have a reason to be unhappy with that, but somehow it transformed India into the most advanced digital innovative country you find nowhere on the earth. Now, if you see, the digital infrastructure in America was created by way of the Google and Amazon and all that. So the revenue model for these platforms were by advertisement. India, it's a public digital infrastructure, is massive, and it is the largest in the world which is available. It is so amazing that in Bangalore you go to footpath, to get that Eda Niru, and that Eda Niru seller you find with these QR code kind of a concept nowhere else on the earth, that you have seen this kind of integration. मंदिर में जाओगे अगर आपको दक्षिणा भी देनी है तो QR code को आप स्कैन कर दीजिए. Nobody imagined that this could happen even in the advanced countries, so we have taken a lead. Now, digitization has certainly led to marketing disruptions, which I think all of us agree, and the asymmetric of the information with the market had, it has become democratic, everybody knows information. Pricing, I think 15-20 years before, when we used to research pricing and work on pricing, these were the fixed pricing. Now pricing has become so dynamic that nobody knows that what is the price. In a hotel you stay in the same room for 5 days, and 5 days you pay 5 prices. So it's amazing the way we have come, and please understand this disruption has helped somebody. The most is it has helped to the MSME industry, because MSME is now very close to these the digitization, and with this digitization, so far because of the lack of information, now you can target expanding to the international market. All those figures of the international market is absolutely at your doorstep with you. I am sure the procedures and all those things must have been deliberated. But let me tell you 2-3 very small things. One thing, I think the banking digitization, I was there, the whole banking sector has been digitized, and not only banking, manufacturing is digitized. He was talking of AI, and what AI produces, better than me. So anyway, let's be cautious. Let me tell you, for marketing, if you see there have been now the agencies which integrate you, like CBI, Center for Promotion of Import from Developing Countries. It was a Netherlands-based one, but they help for entire European Union to give market access, especially to the MSMEs. There are ITC, International Trade Center in Geneva. They also give market access to MSMEs from across the world, and they have got very simple tools and techniques now, like TakeMap, wherein you know that which country, what is the market, what is the price, product is coming out or not, and I am very sure that making use of that. Procedural simplification in India has been amazing. Despite of income tax, the tax collection has been all-time high is because of the digitization, and I am very sure that all of you will make use of this. India has got a very added challenge that we have got only 2.4% of the entire world's land, but if you talk of, we have got 18% of the population to feed, and if you look into in the agriculture and all other sector, industry sector, today when the industry in the developed countries is going down, which we measure by the PMI, this is the Purchase Managers Index, it is 58, 59, have been for the last 1 year. But in developed countries, this index has been much lower, and the credit goes is to innovation and that is in services sector. Our PMI, the services PMI 61, 62, highest on the earth. Wherein even China it remains to 49, 50, and forget about the developed countries. If you want to talk about, I think the Western countries need to learn from India. Technically, Britain and Japan are in recession. Now recession is, the GDP going down in two consequent quarters, from July to September, and then, subsequent quarter, their GDP is down. India 7%. More than that, Finland and Ireland also down. India is 7%. If you look into the growth in the whole world in this year is going to be 3.1%. India is 7%. India, IMF, everybody says that India is a rising star. And another thing, let me tell you, like in Germany, I think those who know MSMEs, they have got a Mitsland kind of a thing wherein they have got a special digital infrastructure for that. But if you see India's public digital infrastructure is, it's a low cost or no cost infrastructure. When you go with the prices of the internet and the mobile phone, India gives you a lowest price, giving you a competitive advantage in the international market. When you look at the inflation, countries like Argentina, Brazil, even if you look into Turkey, Sudan, they are absolutely hyperinflation, 120, 130. India inflation is 12, 13. So if you look into the committee of the nations, we have done absolutely well, and with the innovation, the youngsters in this country, and please try to understand this, as the data we are repeating time and again, that 45% share in export and manufacturing and so on, MSME not only plays a critical role, it's crucial to the India's growth and achieving our ambitious targets of becoming a multi-trillion economy, sometimes 7 trillion, 10 trillion, whatever you call for. So I think I'm very sure that all of you would have gone through the entire program and must have inculcated at least some ideas out of this, which you will go back and integrate in your businesses. Understanding is one thing. We professors understand and do research, but you entrepreneurs, you go and implement those ideas and achieve soaring successes in your businesses. Thank you so much, and Vandanegadu.
Thank you, sir. And it's now time for closing remark by Dr. Ganesh Singh, Professor CME, All India Management Association. Aiva.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, Dr. J.S. Juneja, Mr. Shashi Dhara Shetty, Professor Rishikesha T. Krishnan, Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi, as well as the Honorary Secretary for Kassia, Nagaraju S. As we drew the curtains of 13th National MSME Convention, themed Innovation and Digital Transformation for MSMEs, Opportunities and Challenges, from Kassia and Amma, our hearts are filled with gratitude and inspiration. Over the last 2 days, we have delved deep into the realms of innovation and digital transformation, exploring the vast landscape of possibilities that lie ahead for MSMEs in our country. We have witnessed very enlightening discussions, insightful panels, and thought-provoking presentations that have not only highlighted the potential within this sector, but also shed light on the challenges that must be navigated for sustained growth of MSMEs. We remain extremely grateful to Dr. J.S. Juneja, Chairman, MSME Committee, and past President AMA, for his passion for promoting the cause of the MSMEs He has been driving force behind the convention, and this is the 13th edition we are organizing here. IMA remains indebted to you, sir, for your all guidance, support, mentorship all through the program and your inspirational leadership. Innovation has been the cornerstone of the progress throughout the history, and the MSME sector is no exception. It has been heartening to see how these enterprises, often described as the backbone of our economy, are embracing innovation in diverse ways. I think Professor Rishikesha just now came up with a point of view that all the efforts are being made by the MSMEs in one or the other manner, but how we are going to sustain those efforts, whether it is in the area of digital transformation, innovation, and in fact, Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi was also able to bring out that what are the economic farsightedness when these initiatives are taken up. Digital transformation, the other pillar of our theme, has emerged as a catalyst for change. The rapid integration of digital technologies has not only increased efficiency, but has also expanded market reach for MSMEs. The digital wave has paved the way for digital connectivity, enabling even the smallest enterprise to participate in the global marketplace. The transformative power of digitalization is unleashing new avenues for growth, collaboration, and sustainability. On the one side, we celebrate the success and milestones achieved. It is also imperative to acknowledge the challenges that accompany the transformative journey. We stand at the intersection of opportunity and adversity, and it is our collective responsibility to address the hurdles and all the hindrances that are there for full realization of potentials that are embedded in the MSMEs. Access to market and finance remains a perennial challenge for many MSMEs. I think it was highlighted in some of the presentations also. Bridging this gap requires innovative financial models and marketing plans that support policies as well as collaborative efforts from all stakeholders. The convention has provided a platform to discuss these challenges openly and explore collaborative solutions, laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and a robust financial ecosystem. Another crucial aspect is skill development. I think IMA has been playing a critical role in this area also, and playing a very important role, pivotal role rather I would say. As technology evolves, the need for a skilled workforce becomes paramount. Embracing digital transformation requires not only just technological infrastructure but also a workforce equipped with right skills. Initiatives focusing on skill development, training and education are essential to empower the MSME sector to harness the full potential of innovation and digitalization. Collaboration has been a recurring theme throughout our discussions, all through the 2 days of convention. The MSME sector thrives in an ecosystem where partnerships flourish, ideas are exchanged, and knowledge is shared. Governments, industry bodies, financial institutions, and academia must come together to create an environment that nurtures innovation, fosters collaboration, and supports the digital transformation journey of MSMEs. In conclusion, as we bid farewell to 13th National MSME Convention, let us carry forward the spirit of innovation and digital transformation that has defined these enlightening days. The conversations sparked here are not mere discussions but seeds planted for a future where MSMEs emerge as trailblazers in the global economic landscape. On behalf of IMA and Kassia, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, panelists, delegates, sponsors, our principal sponsors, Small Industry Development Bank of India, SIDBI, co-sponsor Kotak Mahindra Bank, the memento sponsor Organic India, our international SME partner, World Union for Small and Medium Enterprises, Knowledge Partners Small Enterprises India, BMS CEDL sponsors, and the other sponsors. As we disperse, let us carry with the knowledge gained, connections forged, and the inspiration that has been ignited. The 13th National MSME Convention may be coming to an end, but the journey of innovation and digital transformation for MSME continues. Thank you, and all the best wishes for our the initiatives that we are going to take up. Both IMA and Kassia has rich. There are many areas where we are going to collaborate and build up with the strengths that already that we have been able to showcase. With these words, I would like to wish all success, growth, and prosperity of SMEs all around us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh sir. It's time for us to head towards vote of thanks, and to deliver the same, we have with us Mr. Nagaraju, Honorary Secretary, Kassia.
Ladies and gentlemen, no program will conclude without submitting the vote of thanks for those who have spent their valued times yesterday and today in the 13th National MSME Convention organized by IMA, with Association of Kassia and supporters. And today in the valedictory functions, we have J.S. Juneja, who is a mastermind and brain in this program organized in the convention. J.S. Juneja, Chairman MSME and past President All India Management Association. On behalf of Kassia, we thank you very much, sir. 13th National MSME Conventions organized by IMA, associated with Kassia. Kassia also taken initiations in execution this 13th National MSME Convention. On behalf of IMA, we thank Kassia President Shashidhar Shetty for this program he has executed. In this program, we have Rishikesh T. Krishnan, Director IIMB, who has given a special address in the valedictory functions. We thank you very much, sir. We have Dr. Ganesh Singh, Professor, CME All India Management Associations, who has given closing remarks for these functions. Thank you very much, sir. We have special address by Dr. Mohan Joshi, Directors, Indian Institute of Plantations Management. He has given a key points in MSME awareness and successful. We thank you very much, sir. In this 2-day conventions of 13th National MSME Conventions, there are sessions has been organized. A good speakers who are present here. They are the one who made the convention successful. We thank all the speakers present in the technical sessions. We thank all the IMA members who are present here for the 13th National MSME Conventions. IMA past presidents, secretaries, office bearers, and all the members of IMA. We thank Kassia members, office bearers, staff members, and all the entrepreneurs who supported in these conventions. We thank all the young entrepreneurs who are present here and participated in these 2-day conventions. Thank you very much. We thank all the press, media representatives who are present in just taking away this information to all the peoples throughout Karnataka. I think we thank the 2 young ladies who are all mastered the program for 2 days. We thank you very much. Thank you one and all.
Thank you. And Last but not the least, we have had a tremendous amount of efforts that's come into this event through Nidhi and Miss Nidhi and one of her colleagues from IMA. Please do take the center of the stage. Dr. Juneja asked me to mention the two of you all. Please do come on stage. And now it's time for us to have the felicitation. Requesting all the dignitaries to kindly wait on the dais. Requesting Ms. Nidhi to coordinate for the felicitation. Requesting Dr. Ganesh to present the token of appreciation to Professor Rishikesha. Can we hear a huge round of applause? Requesting Dr. Shashidhar Shetty to present a token of appreciation to Professor Rakesh Mohan. Please keep the applause going. And we have Mr. Shashidhar Shetty to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Ganesh. On that note,
Amit sir, please. We request Jawahar sir and sir, please join us for the photograph. Gopala sir, please.
Mr. Rajagopal sir.
Srinivasan sir, please join us. Please join us.
Requesting all the panelists, speakers, dignitaries, sponsors to join us on stage, please. IMA members.